Welcome to Space on the Shelf. Cammy is in his house. Let's take a look at some accessories, some articulation, sculpted pin apps, along with some lineups, and finishing off with that playing with the figs. In regards to accessories, Jada often hit us with the regular extra head, effect piece, some hands, anything sometimes to, complement that character. For Cammy, she is no different. She's got the alternative hands. We could say these are more of an expressive pair. You can get the kiss pose if you want from that. But if I'm being honest and being a little bit more picky, I would have liked an expressive hand to come with this as well. The extra head is the screaming expressive head of the what the effect, when she's getting into them fighting poses or any sort of shouting. Yeah, looks great. For the final piece, she's got that special move effect. We have that swirling kick attack piece. We don't get a stand with this one, but I don't think we need to because we'd have to have two stands because she's in the air when she's doing that kick. Anyways, to be fair though, when it comes to accessories, I think Jada have missed a trick here. I would have loved just a normal head. Do you know what I mean? We have the kissing face, the blue steel look. Do you know what I mean? We've got the screaming head. Both are great. But personally, I would have liked just a normal head for my shelf. But to be fair, when it comes down to it, accessories for a 25 quid figure, definitely a win. How good is the articulation? Let's just say this is sickness and chips. From top to bottom, we have the hair that allows her to move, just pieces of the plaits that we need to. It's really good when we're jumping. You can give it it just looks different in the air, you know what I mean? We get that double ball joint, for the neck and the head. I will say, like the other figs, it's great to have this, and she's a small figure really, and she still gets all that movement. I would say the neck for me doesn't get as much movement as the other figures that I've seen. So again, it will play into whether she can get down, getting that low power pose, sprint pose, and those are really good for when you're doing them fighting poses. One of the things she doesn't come with is butterflies for the shoulders, and if I'm honest, it didn't really stop me too much when posing around. I would have liked them. The expression you can get with them butterflies is phenomenal, but it didn't stop me getting into those, the poses that I wanted to get Cammy into. Do you know what I mean? If you look at the move list, you get her in all them poses. And with any figure now, really standard double knees, double elbows, we get that from her. We get the correct hinge on the hands, and I think when it comes to figures these days, we should highlight when it doesn't come with these standard articulation points that like a £25 figure does. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Jada does that. That's mint. Like Guile and the rest of the figs that I've reviewed, she has that double ball for the for the diaphragm swivel and for the waist swivel, allowing us to get into that awesome range in that area and just give more emphasis to like any sort of backward, forward bending, side bending, give us that lean back. Yeah, brilliant. In regards to the boot swivel, again, I find this is important for the crouching poses, for the balance. It's a nice addition to this figure. Her hip articulation is absolutely mint. It proper stands out on this figure. She can get the full splits forward and backwards and side to side. I think the softer plastic around the waist definitely helps for her to do this. Do you know what I mean? So awesome engineering by Jada. Then coming down to that thigh swivel, all the figures have it in this line. Most all the legends that I collect have it. I think it's an important piece, for just to again give expression, give articulation to that area, so you can get better photography. We've also got the double knees, like we said. We've got the boot swivel and the ankle rocker. All really important to get them in them. It's a Street Fighter figure. I want to get them fighting poses on, and this articulation just allows me to do. The things or considerations that I have for the articulation would definitely be make the head and the neck articulation a little bit better, and maybe some toe articulation. It's Cammy, so those it would have been nice, but that'd be being greedy. Thinking of the price and the value of this figure gives me everything that I need. I need to say that Jada are absolutely leveling up all of their figs with every single release that we get, showing that we can have all of this articulation at a really good price point. So for me, articulation is a win. Let's face it, when it comes to sculpting, Jada have got this down for all the figures in this line. They're super accurate, you know, to the source material. So, and when I look at Cammy, I look at the head sculpts, they're great. The pouting and the angry, expressive face are brilliant. They're really good. She's got that battle scar on her cheek. She's got the beret with a little triangle on her. It just looks mint. All these little details look fantastic. Even her is awesome. Do you know what I mean? So the sculpting on her hair is fantastic. She's got the plaits and things like that. But right at the bottom, she's got little bubbles around the plaits. Just awesome additions to the character. Moving down to the torso. This is the first time I think we've seen a female torso because, you know, Chun-Li had more clothes on, let's face it. Cammy's, you know, bringing that heat in the lycra. There's a small triangle near her left breast which is sculpted on. Again, adds to the character, gives a little bit of detail. When you're taking them photos, just looks nice, do you know what I mean? Then it comes to her arms and her gloves. Again, these are unique to the line, no reuse, all looking good. The gauntlets and the glove have that stripe pattern with some, you know, added texture around it. So yeah, on the fist and the knuckles, they've got the little dots. All nice little details adding to the character. As we mentioned earlier, there's that soft plastic around the hip area that allows for some great articulation in the legs. But the last thing to mention here would definitely be her boots. These are great and add to the character. Obviously she wears these types of boots, but like Gaio has that little restriction for the ankle articulation, but not much. And you know, if we're looking at this sculpt overall, it's absolutely a winner chicken dinner. You know, again, Jada's not letting me down with these paint apps. Do you know what I mean? Looking at this overall presentation of Cammy, she looks great. She really does. We can see, you know, from her beret to her face and the scar, they've just given great attention to the detail in this figure. Do you know what I mean? Even her bobbles are painted in the plaits on her. Do you know what I mean? So I can see zero QC issues from me. So it all looks good. Again, looking closely at the hands and the gloves, they're spot on. They look great. The only thing I would note here is the peg is a different colour red from the glove part. The paint on her legs with the camo effect looks ace. I've got to say, I have seen people remove this, and that looks good too. I'm going to keep my camo on because last time I tried removing paint from a figure, I sort of melted that figure, you know. So I'm going to leave it alone. Boots and socks are well detailed, as you've already guessed by now by looking at them. I just can't fault it. You know, like the paint in here, you know, there's not loads to do, but what they've done is fantastic. So for me, in all, the paint apps is definitely going to be a win for me. Okay, time to have a look at some lineups. Let's Play is the section of the video where I get a couple of figures together, have a play, turn some music up, take some photos.